Boker Tov, everybody. So this week's parsha is Shelach Lecha. Very famous story about the spies being sent out to scout the land. But I want to talk about something else that's happening in this parsha. It's a piece of text that I think is very familiar to all of us. We can actually find it on page 34 in our Sidurim. It's the third paragraph of the Ve'ahavta. It comes from this week's parsha. It comes from Shelach Lecha. And so we're going to hear it even being read tomorrow. And I think it's interesting that we have these commandments concerning the tzitzit. What is that all about, right? Why do we have the tzitzit? What does it mean? Why do we have it? So if you actually look at the gematria for the word tzitzit, it adds up to 600. And then if you take the 8 strings and the 5 knots from each tassel, the total then becomes 613, the magic number of all the mitzvot, right? And if you look at the text on page 34 and you look at what it's actually saying, you shall put the tzitzit on the corners of the garments, you will look upon them and you will be reminded of all the mitzvot of Adonai and you will fulfill them, right? So this is supposed to be a physical reminder of the mitzvot and of our connection to God. So if you think about it, the wearing talit and also tefillin, those things in the morning, we have them both in the Ve'ahavta, those are physical connections to God, and we do them in the morning so that we can remember throughout the day, right? And some people do wear tzitzit throughout the whole day, but the point of it is to remember the mitzvot and to fulfill them. Now, 613 mitzvot is a lot. And I will say that in our day today, it is not even humanly possible for one person to fulfill all 613. Some of them are specific to the land, some of them are specific to gender. So there are some things that we can't always fulfill. But we know that there are 613 of them, and we know that there's a value in fulfilling these mitzvot. It's funny because we often today, we say, oh, it's a mitzvah. We say it's a mitzvah, we often say that to mean it's a good deed. But mitzvah literally means commandment. We are commanded to do good deeds. So we often associate the two. But there are lots of other commandments, things that we are supposed to do. And that looking down at the tzitzit, that those especially, not just the tassels hanging down, but the knots that tie them, right? We have, we're tying knots into our fulfillment of the mitzvot, right? It also reminds me that some people have the custom of, if you need to remember something, what do? You tie a string around your finger or somewhere that you're gonna look and you see it, because then you might otherwise forget, right? So here we have these strings, we have them and they're hanging down from our garments, right? And having a talit, by the way, is an example of chidur mitzvah, the beautification of a commandment. We are commanded to wear the tzitzit, but look at the way that we do it. Having a talit, they can look any different way, right? The only thing that all talitot have in common is they all have the atara at the top, and they all have the tzitzit hanging down. They can be all different sizes, all different colors, all different materials, and they all have those things in common. So they're a very personal ritual object. And I'm sure you all have maybe been in the circumstance of losing or temporarily misplacing or forgetting to bring your talit with you. It feels different if you put a different one on that's not yours, right? Having this personal connection, having it look the way you like, the way you're used to, the colors, the scene that it might depict, whatever it looks like, it means something to you, especially maybe if it was a gift from someone special. Or if you wore it at a particular occasion, like a simcha, right? So we have these physical embodiments of this connection to the mitzvot and to God, right? So on the one hand, the mitzvot, remembering to fulfill the commandments, looking down, seeing that reminder. On the other hand, to God also, right? Because the Ve'ahavta, we have these 3 paragraphs from different sections of the Torah, by the way. All 3 different sections, which is why every time we end one of them, we do the Sof Aliyah. We do Mercha Ativcha, Mercha Sof Pasuk, right? Because they're from different sections, right? But we put them together and we're reminded of this connection to God. And Ve'ahavta is about love. We shall love God. right? And so I think having this physical embodiment, especially in the morning when we're remembering, it's a reminder of that love that we have for God. And it goes both ways because we know we have the prayer right before that, Ahava Rabbah, that God loves us. So it's a reciprocal relationship. And so we have these physical embodiments to really remind us of that connection. And I think it's beautiful that we have that daily. We put our talit on a daily basis. And maybe each time that we look at that, we can remember that there's a little reminder there to enact God's commandments in the world by having good values, good Jewish values, how to be a good person in the world, and also to remember that we have that love for God.
Okay.